calm as the driver, your tone sets the tone for the rest of the car. Parents can really involve their children in the car trip with letter games and word games, looking at signs, looking for landmarks, and helping the parents navigate. Overall, it's really important to prepare in advance to limit the distraction of children in the car. If you can take a couple extra minutes to get snacks prepared, bring a drink in the car, get a little go bag with some activities for the kids, let them pick out their music ahead of time so that you're not fumbling with all those aspects when you're actually driving.
The Drive for Life Safe Driving Initiative, which includes the National Safe Driving Test, is designed to be challenging, fun, and most importantly, informative. Most of us haven't been retested since we got our license as a teenager, and a lot has changed. So before we get started, here's a sample question for you.
True or false? You should set your tire pressure to the pressure listed on the side of your tire. The correct answer is false. You should fill your tires to the pressure recommended by your car manufacturer, typically found on the inside of the driver's door frame or doorpost, or in the owner's manual. The recommended pounds per square inch, or PSI, can also be found on the inside of the glove box door or trunk lid.
We'll return with a National Safe Driving Test and quite possibly some questions you've never even thought about. Get ready. We'll be back in just a moment.
Just ahead, how Abe Lincoln can help you become a little safer out there on the highway. This is Drive for Life, the National Safe Driving Test, brought to you by Volvo Cars of North America and the National Safety Council. New Hampshire has the lowest seatbelt usage in the United States, while Hawaii has the highest. We now return to the National Safe Driving Test.
Welcome back. Think you know a lot about driving? If so, you'll probably do quite well on the National Safe Driving Test, but you might be in for a surprise. Let's get started.
Question 1. Is a hands-free accessory really safer when using a regular cell phone while driving? A. Yes, it's safer. B. Yes, but only for short calls. C. No, it makes no difference. D. Yes, but only if a speakerphone is used. The answer is C. It makes no difference, but using hands-free devices could be more dangerous if people believe they're safer and make more calls. Available research indicates whether hands-free or handheld, the cell phone's distraction is significant enough to lower a driver's performance.
As if people sort of had to control their mental volume knobs and allow the relevant sources of information to come in, but by shifting away from vision, even though they're looking straight at the visual information, they don't process it as deeply, they respond to it more slowly, and they're not as aware of what's happening visually. Even if you're driving on a bright sunny day looking out the windshield, you will be impaired in your ability to respond to changing traffic conditions.
Question 2. When is it safe to move a child from a child safety seat to a regular safety belt? A. When the child is 4 years old and can buckle a safety belt on their own. B. Never. C. When the child weighs at least 40 pounds. D. When the child reaches 4 feet tall and can see out of the car window. B is correct. Never. Children who have outgrown child safety seats should be properly restrained in booster seats until they are at least 8 years old or until they are at least 4 foot 9 inches tall.
All young children are anxious to get out of a booster seat. As a parent, it's your job to make sure they stay in it until they're the appropriate size.
Question 3. You're driving through a construction zone with a posted speed limit. The speed limit applies only when A. Workers are present. B. Signs are permanently displayed. C. Police are patrolling the scene. D. At all times. The answer is D. At all times. Even though construction workers and police might not be present, the changes confronting you in a construction zone are enough to warrant slowing down to the posted limit. Question 4. To drive safely on snow and ice, you should do all of the following except A. Decrease your speed and leave plenty of space to stop. B. Brake gently to avoid skidding. C. Pass the snowplow so you can get a better view of the road. D. Use low gears to keep traction, especially on hills. The answer is C. In fact, one of the safest places on a snowy and icy road is behind a snowplow, provided you follow at a safe distance. Passing creates one of the most dangerous situations presented by wintry weather.
After having the opportunity to drive on the Volvo ice test tracks in Finland, I've come to realize that it's really important to get a feel for how your car handles in the snow. If given the opportunity, take your car to an empty parking lot and test it out. Feel how it reacts in icy conditions.
Question 5. According to several opinion polls, what's the most frequent distraction drivers admit to while on the road? A. Cell phone calls. B. Eating. C. Reading. D. Romance. The answer is B. Recent polls indicate that more than 50% of all drivers admit to eating while driving. Cell phone use is second. Reading comes in at a disturbing 17%, and romantic distractions account for up to 10% of all detours from safe driving.
And the distractions continue to increase. Rapidly evolving technology now allows a driver to do everything on the road, from getting detailed directions through global positioning satellites and on-screen road maps to finding restaurant reviews and booking reservations, not to mention the explosion in DVD players and multitasking cell phones.
The pace at which driving technology is developing is both exciting and mind-boggling. It all comes back to the absolute need for personal responsibility and total awareness behind the wheel. Keep your pencils ready. We'll be back in a moment with the second half of the National Safe Driving Test.
If you're not certain how well your tires are holding up, use a penny to test the depth of the tire tread. If Abe Lincoln's head can be fully seen, your tires are wearing dangerously thin and need to be replaced. This is Drive for Life, the National Safe Driving Test. The latest Drive for Life national opinion poll found most people believe every driver should be retested at least every 10 years. We return now to the National Safe Driving Test and your host, Chris Myers.